choice. I need 100 pack for my boys. Be hating and talking and talking and hating. I bet you I kill the noise. I've been a man like I'm Peyton. I boost up my rating. You know how I play with toys. Pop out on any occasion, get standing ovations. They can't help it but rejoice.
It's week 17 of the National Football League. Coming up, we've got Aaron Rodgers. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Packers and the Lions, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
The tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Today, it's a black and blue matchup in the NFC North between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Gaudin joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Lions in this matchup, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of, we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from a challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
2 teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. This one fielded at the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. 11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends throughout the entire offense. And in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone. Second down, another shot for Jones. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Here's Rodgers. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. the ground. It's Swift to start the drive. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 111 for yards, and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards and the first down. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels, and picking up some nice yardage.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Lions at 7-8 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. From the gun, here's Swift. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. This defense for the Packers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
If you're a football fan, that's a pretty win because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try and run here with Swift. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2. He handed it right there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. He'll look to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. To throw, it's Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
on 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4. And it was the Packers who won that game on the road, so they'll be trying to win the season series here at home in Lambeau.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers.
He's got this one complete to Rodgers. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Rodgers.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
So after drive number 3 here, we have a score. It's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM that always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Right side to Williams.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to look how this defense is playing thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today. Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now it's Rodgers.
This one incomplete. Almost picked off by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Taken from just outside the 30. There's the stiff arm. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, hold it and get a good yardage himself. The goal of a wide receiver screen is getting the blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. The defense there swarming to it and not allowing that to happen did not let him get downfield.
3rd down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Very effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
They're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Nice job of binding him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
The coverage are there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with 1 more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. to throw again. Touchdown! Jalen Guyton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd down at 4, Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. First down now, but that clock rolling. Rodgers going to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Rodgers again now. Man open, that's Juwan Winfrey. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26. A gain of 22.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Got a man. It's Amari Rodgers complete.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown.
Romeo Doubs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 10-7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. Fielded right around the 8.
Oh, good return up past the 30. The 40. The 20. 10. 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Packers with a football here late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
On first down, Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. To throw is Rodgers. He'll find Jones again, complete. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. Caught by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A final shot before half for Rodgers.
Making the catch, it's Winfrey. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
Ready, break.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, the option to give to Swift here.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. In the first half, he was held in check and on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate that if they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, Swift. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces third and long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Preston Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Yards that time on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Fielded just inside the 30. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call that a 46.
did get 9 back on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. On play action, they'll throw. That pass caught. It's Williams. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. They'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Not a lot of success to be found there.
You got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down.
Got Dobbs over the middle.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Packers.
Romeo Dobbs
with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is as we're tied now early in this 4th quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles. And It is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that's out to the flat for Swift. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense might pressure that top. And sometimes against that, you can get it to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. With a juke, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their 38. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here.
Time for another look at this Lions offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And slow going there as they'll only get a yard, maybe up to the 41.
Sometimes you're relying perfectly when the play comes to you, and sometimes you get Carson around to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They run out of the gun with Swift. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Brought down that time by Quay Walker. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well, so they keep handing it to him.
2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They will look for some important yardage on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot. Now back to throw. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. This for the lead in the final stages. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now Rodgers in the pack. Down 20-17. A minute 8 to go. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Now Rodgers. Over the middle, and that's caught by Rodgers.
Rodgers to throw. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Would be a long field goal try from here as they try to hustle to the line. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. But they got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
To throw is Rodgers. Open man is Winfrey. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down to get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a first throw here in overtime. That's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Well, he's a diminutive receiver, Charles. Not a ton of size, but still able to bring that in against double coverage.
I think that's a great job by him of understanding angles, because you mentioned his size. He's not going to go over the top of someone or body someone out of the way. He's got to make sure he creates enough space for himself by getting people into the wrong spot on defense, moving them with his body, and then showing his numbers to the quarterback to be open.
Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll try and run the option left side.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this is going to be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Got St. Brown running the quick slant here.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers 17.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And I know you would every carry, especially in overtime, to say, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. You know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Well, that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. Here's the option going right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll only be a gain of a yard. It sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
We talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a inches. The ball still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And play will be stopped here with 10 seconds remaining in overtime as they've called a timeout. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Zerline's kick is up and through, and they have regained the lead. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So
yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cyrus block, young buck holding the like we knew it all, not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, to look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper. They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbillies. Cubone staying with the lick. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border. So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Let's turn it up, a little louder, turn it up. A little louder, turn it up. We never turn it down. Universal sound when we move the pound. Take a look around when we touch the town. Not the way stomping in my big black J's. Corny, get stuck in the maze. We never suffer fools. Had enough of you. False friends and loose ends make me wanna fool. That we got another world tour, touching every shore, from Cali to Singapore. Every day I'm seeing more in the temple as we rock up tempo instrumentals. I saw my dream in a dream, then I woke up. Put the dream team together. Now we one time. So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Now turn it up, a little louder, turn it up. A little louder, turn it up. Dollar. Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers, bringing home victory straight out the huddle. I'm at the plug, introduced to my brothers. My squad superior, ain't none above us. We doing numbers, gang in the building, we taking it over.